Good morning.
Tina Traster of the Rockland County Business Journal. How are you?
Good morning, everybody, on this slightly wet morning.
Yeah.
I'm fine. How's everybody over there?
Good. We're busy over here, which we like. We like busy.
Busy's good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to discuss something a bit wonkish, but it does affect all the Clarkstown folks, and it's also something that anybody in Rockland County should be thinking about because we all live in towns and municipalities. So Clarkstown is underway with updating its comprehensive plan, and to its credit, this is about a once-a-decade endeavor. I know that there are places in Rockland County that haven't updated their comprehensive plans in 25 years. That's a bit much. So kudos to them for being diligent about this. It's interesting that so much of the plan, which I certainly the thinking to update the plan was in place before the pandemic, but you can really see the fingerprints of the pandemic in this plan. And what I mean by that is a lot of the plan is geared toward it thinks a lot about land use, and it thinks a lot about, I think really just inadvertently what the post-pandemic landscape needs to look like, and it takes into consideration a lot of land use decisions and portions of the town where where different zoning would make sense. For example, the plan calls for zoning changes to create and expand commercial and industrial development in parts of the town where there's existing infrastructure and in zones that do not conflict with residential enclaves. The plan also takes into consideration, the shifting sands of, as we know, retail. We know that retail is not as vital as it was. That was coming our way, but has really crystallized during the pandemic. What I thought was probably one of the most significant things that was discussed and would probably fly under the radar because, as I said, it sounds so wonkish, is they're talking about a policy for the transfer of development rights. And let me explain what this is, and let me tell you why it's important. So development rights mean, let's say you own a parcel or you own a building and you want to, expand your building. But the zoning code doesn't allow you to do that. You can go to another parcel owner, one that might be right next door to your parcel or one that might be in the town, and you can purchase rights that they might have to develop on their parcel in exchange for payment to them. It's similar to, some people might be aware, it's similar to an environmental policy where, for example, if you build, say, in wetlands, or you do some environmental, harm, okay, the way that development or developers make up for this is usually something called a mitigation program, where they'll restore wetlands elsewhere. And this is like that, and in that it's kind of a swap. But it also is this is something more recognizable typically in an urban area, and it really is a tool to encourage density, because you might want to put more development in one parcel or one section, and then use another section to create more open space or more recreational space. The other thing is that the person who owns the building or the parcel, they can cash out and hopefully reinvest in the community. So it's an interesting thing because it allows for, on the one hand, greater density and more development in one place and potentially more open space in another place. The other thing, though, to consider is that it alters the assessed values for taxes. Excuse me, my goodness. And this can be negatively or positively because typically the parcel that already has the development on it, if they buy more development rights, that their taxes might increase, but possibly not as incrementally as high as it would have if it had been if the other parcel, that sold the development rights had developed on that site. So I know it sounds very wonky, but I urge people to take a look at the story, which is on RCBizJournal.com, as well as there's a link to the comprehensive plan, and so they can learn about the plan.
How long does you figure it'll take before it's completed and presented? What is the protocol? Do the voters have to vote on it, or?
No. The voters have until the end of December to send in their comments.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Comments.
Yeah, the people of Clarkstown. But this is something that the town will adopt. It's a very, very, very long document, and it has a lot of different aspects to it. But this transfer of development rights program is an important one, and it's too often people find themselves sitting in a zoning board or a planning board meeting. They pack in and they you don't understand where a particular policy is coming from because you weren't paying attention when this was happening. So it's an interesting policy. People do have until the end of the month to weigh in on this or any other aspect of the comprehensive plan. Like I said, it's a long, winding document. It deals with lots of different things, and so people should be involved. They should know what's happening when it's happening, so that you could be involved and you can feel like you're part of the process.
And it's all in the Rockland County Business RCBiz Journal.com. It's on the internet.
RCBizJournal.com, and sign on and give us your email and sign up for the free daily newsletter.
All right. Thank you much.
Okay.
All
bye.
Right, take care, Tina Trash for the Rockland County.